Attorney General Ken Paxton is hitting the campaign trail. It's February 27th, 2024, and these are your headlines. As you can see, we are out of the studio today. We're actually at a voting location in Denton, where just moments ago, Attorney General Ken Paxton held an event getting to know voters inside of the district of current State Representative Lynn Stuckey. You have Andy Hopper, who is challenging him. Attorney General Ken Paxton has endorsed Andy Hopper, but this was actually just one of many events that the Attorney General has held in recent weeks, and even just today, in support of his favorite candidates for the Texas House. You had him do 3 events today with a couple more scheduled on for later on. He's got more events scheduled this week. I caught up with him after the event to ask him how it was going, what he thought of Trump's latest endorsements, and what his message is to voters who haven't cast their vote yet. How have the campaign stops been going? You've done a lot in the recent days and recent weeks.
I'll tell you what, it feels good. I mean, I'm not out polling all those races. I just meet the people that are involved in these campaigns, and they tell me it's going well. I have a lot of confidence that the voters of Texas have figured out what's going on with the Texas House and the Republican, so-called Republican speaker who makes Democrats chairs and then does their bidding by not passing the legislation that the Senate brings over that we all care about, like border security and other things that we all care about. So I think it's going well.
Were you happy to see President Trump endorse the Court of Criminal Appeals challengers yesterday?
I was really pleased with that. Obviously, those were very important races, some of the most important races I've ever worked on, because if I can't prosecute voter fraud, no one's going to prosecute voter fraud. The DAs are controlled in the big cities by George Soros, and so the only person left to prosecute is the Attorney General. And so it's so important. I'm grateful that President Trump realized that, and he came out in support of David Shank, Lee Finley, and Gina Parker.
Last question. If someone's watching and they haven't voted yet, what's your message to them?
Not only should you go vote, this is, I believe, some of the most important, maybe the most important elections of my life. I know you hear all that all the time, but literally, if we can't take back the Texas House, we can't take back the Court of Criminal Appeals, we are going to lose this state in 4 to 6 years. And so it's critically important that not only you vote, but your family vote. You talk to your friends about supporting people like Andy Hopper that I'm here for right now, but also the candidates that I just mentioned for Court of Criminal Appeals.
In other news, after remaining mainly on the sidelines ahead of the primary, casino companies are seeking to turn Texas into a piggy bank and spending big money to back the current Texas House Speaker and his allies. Chief among them, well, those are Las Vegas Sands, giving through its Texas Sands PAC. The largest beneficiary of Sands money in the latest filing period is House Speaker Dade Phelan. The casino group gave $200,000 to the speaker, his second largest donation in the latest filing period. Another gambling behemoth, Penn Entertainment, gave Phelan $20,000. The Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma donated $10,000. Gambling special interests have long targeted Texas, but have been rebuffed for decades following failed promises of the Texas Lottery. During the 2023 legislative session, the Texas House advanced gambling measures that the Texas Senate ignored. In this latest period, Sands gave $1.8 million to Texas politicians. This money went exclusively to members of the Texas House, with Republicans taking $1.34 million and Democrats receiving $457,000. This could potentially be a preview of the deluge of money that big gambling may spend in the lead up to the 2025 legislative session. It's typical for lobbies advancing controversial issues to hold back donations, of course, to shield candidates from attacks leading up to elections. Disclosure of Sands giving comes halfway through early voting already, where many voters have cast their votes in a week before Election Day.
The Luke Macias Show is your access to what happens behind closed doors in Texas politics. Listen weekly to me, your host, Luke Macias, as I break down what is actually happening in conservative politics in the Lone Star State, a state that we all love and cherish. Listen weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. This show is a product of Texas Scorecard.
Lastly, some more news actually involving our Attorney General Ken Paxton. He's suing a major pornography distributor for failing to comply with a new state law which requires age verification for internet pornography. The House Bill 1181, which went into effect in November, requires commercial porn websites to use reasonable methods to verify that users are at least 18 years of age before they can access X-rated content online. Pornhub, which is the largest online platform for sharing sex videos, had sued Texas along with other pro-porn plaintiffs to keep HB 1181 from taking effect. Now Paxton is suing ALO Global, the conglomerate that owns Pornhub, accusing them of violating the law. If it is found that they did indeed violate Texas's new law, the porn provider could be subject to millions of dollars in fines. According to the AG's office, companies violating the age verification requirement are subject to fines of up to $10,000 per day, an additional $10,000 per day if the corporation illegally retains identifying information, and $250,000 if a child is exposed to pornographic content due to not properly verifying a user's age. For more of today's stories, head to TexasScorecard.com.